Hi, welcome to our pre-calculus. The topic today is finding solutions in an interval for a trigonometric equation involving sine and cosine and written in factored form. The title is much longer than the equation, and I'm happy to say this is the last of this type from this chapter on trigonometric equations. We have looked at them in all sorts of different ways, and so by now you will be ready. Let me just remind you that if you have product of two things equal to 0, either first one is 0 or the second one 0. Remember, it is crucial that we are talking about 0. It's not that if the product of two numbers is 5, then one of them is 5. It's a common mistake students make. We only have this for 0 factor. So here are factors. We set them equal to 0. Either cosine of x is equal to 0, either cosine of x equal to 0 or sine of x minus 3 equal to 0. This one we have seen before, so let's quickly list all the solutions. What's the second one? You want to pause and then come back. 3 pi over 2. How about this? Well, if this were the case, sine of x would have been 3, and this has no solution because sine of x at most goes to 1, at least minus 1. So our answers are just these, and it wants in this section all the famous angles are involved. You don't need a calculator, and you just list them separated by commas. How about this one? Same story. So we have cosine of x is equal to 0, or 2 sine of x minus radical 2 is equal to 0. This one we saw just a moment ago, pi over 2, and what was the other one? Yes, 3 pi over 2. This one, it says sine of x is equal to radical 2 over 2, and by now you should know the answer in a second. What's the answer? X is pi over 4, and the other one, just quickly remind you, radical 2 over 2. You draw this line, connect. These are the angles. Those should help you, your memory, as to what are the correct answers. So you list all of them: pi over 4, pi over 2, 3 pi over 4, 3 pi over 2. Software doesn't care in which manner you order them, so long as you have all of them. Here's another one. So either 2 sine of x plus radical 3 is 0, or 2 cosine of x plus radical 3 is equal to 0. So this tells us sine of x is equal to minus radical 3 over 2, and this one says the same thing for cosine. Do we remember what is what now? Sine of x being some negative quantity, so minus radical 3 over 2. This is sine axis. We draw, we connect to the origin, the two answers that we want. Here is perhaps the main challenge of this problem. They have to be between 0 and 2 pi. That's what we are after. So let's consider this the reference angle C. That's pi third. So one angle is x is pi plus pi third, that is 4 pi third, and the other one is 5 pi third. All right, the big one, this is just 60 degrees short of the full circle. For the cosine, cosine being equal to minus radical 3 over 2, so for cosine we go on the cosine axis. We are at minus radical 3 over 2, and that's where we are. We want to have these two angles aimed for us. So again, either look in the table or reason your way to the final picture. So we have that's going to be 30 degrees, and therefore this is going to be 5 pi 6 and 7 pi 6. Okay, pi minus pi 6 and pi plus pi 6. These are the two, and the solution for the equation is a set of 4. You list them with commas, and that should do it for us. Okay, thankfully we are out of this. We have repeated the same thing. I wonder how many hundreds of times we repeated the same kind of equations over and over again. Trigonometric equations are going to be important for us all the way through. You'll see them in calculus 1, calculus 2, calculus 3, linear algebra, differential equations, and then a whole bunch of them in engineering courses that we will be taking, or physics science classes. Okay, so we are going to start a new chapter, and until then, good luck and God bless.